We are back, this time for Season 3 in the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. After all the hype and chat that's been going in the back bleachers over the last couple of weeks, we are set to get underway once again. It's the Manly Seagulls taking on the Brisbane Broncos from Four Pines Park. I am your commentator for tonight, the Commissioner of the SRL, Logan Strange, and we are absolutely excited to be here for the start of the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. Two teams with plenty to play for as we head into the third season. Manly, obviously the defending champions, looking to go back-to-back in Season 3. Meanwhile, the Broncos, after the minor premiers in Season 1, had a season to forget. Just been as Levi Raymond has the ball on the tee, and Season 3 is underway. It's Manly with hands on the ball, going right to left first of all. And it's the big man, Brad Goodwin, for the first hit up of the season. So big changes all around on both sides. In the off-season, obviously the trades went wild. As it opened up, as we see Jesse Bennett all of a sudden go straight through the middle, and Manly, first set of the game, and they're into the Broncos red zone already. Good run by Jesse Bennett with his first touch of the season. Tyler Clay on the far wing, trying to dart back inside, couldn't get away from the Broncos winger. Allison taking it forward. So final tackle now, a really good opportunity for Manly. First up as they go through the hands, it's Harris to put the kick up. Centre field, not a high one, coming down with it's Brad Goodwin, and he's dotted it down for the opening try of the season. What a start for Manly. It was Matthew Harris putting up the kick. Chases were good onside. Goodwin went up, and you have to say the Broncos defence was just possibly looking for Kyle Lewis to kick, and Matthew Harris just, the skipper, just taking control, and Manly up in the opening couple of minutes of the game. So it's Lewis who will convert from out in front with 6 points to 0. The defending premiers out to an early lead here at Four Pines Park. So changes all around the park in these two teams. Chaz Dingo returns to his rightful home at Manly in the number 1 jumper tonight. Kane Chapman-Kenny, Tyler Clay on the wings. Maverick Oldfield and Ryder Chisholm, the large centre 3/4, in the number 4 jumper tonight. In the halves, it's this new combination of Kyle Lewis and Joshua Butterfield. But interesting to see how they perform together tonight. Up the front row, Brad Goodwin and Jesse Bennett. Hooking in the middle there is Bo Sadler. And in the back row, it's Daniel Punch, Jackson Allison, up against his former club, and Matthew Harris. On the bench, Creed Alexander Chapman, Joshua Blackburn, Marshall Fisher and Will Kay. As Manly get to the end of their set, good 43-metre gain as Harris once again boots a ball and he forces it down to that far corner. And Sam Herbin has to return it, and a good chase from the Manly outside backs, and they force Herbin in goal. So a good start here for Manly as Levi Raymond restarts the game. It's a nice big long dropout from the Kiwis captain, and it's Jesse Bennett charging it forward into a big tackle. Looks like Kota Diab wrapping up around the legs. So some big name players making their way into the Seagulls for Season 3 as Matthew Harris sparks through the middle. Finds Goodwin on his outside. Good charge by the skipper. And good support play from Goodwin as they go short side to Punch. He's met in a big tackle. That could be Ryder Chisholm who took him down. Cut out pass to Oldfield. Trying to find Chapman Kenny on his outside, but it was Justin Plays who was rushing up early on him. So Chapman Kenny at dummy half. Tackle 5. Sadler putting it in the in goal. Herbin tidies it up well, and this time makes no mistake and makes his way out 15 metres out from their own line, the Broncos. So their first touch of the ball, and we're 7 minutes gone already. So we'll go through this Broncos lineup as Diab makes a few metres up through the middle. So Samuel Herbin at fullback. Tomo Mack has come onto the wing in replace of Tyson Payne. Justin Plays, the skipper for today's game, with the injury to Pete Veretto in last week's pre-season hit-out. He'll be partnered in the middle with Tyler Weston. And on the other wing is Michael Crimp, as we see Delaney. Good kick to that far wing of Tyler Clay, but he does well to get around the tackle of Tomo Mack. So Anthony Delaney will be pairing up with Levi Raymond. That's a big call, throwing Anthony Delaney into a starting halves position on his debut in the SRL, as Goodwin makes a good bust up through the middle, finds punch on the outside. Good quick hands by the Seagulls. Chapman Kenny calling for it, but Oldfield couldn't get his hands free. But again, good metres here for the Seagulls. We'll quickly go through the rest of that Broncos lineup. So in the front row, it's David Hastings, Jason Farrer and Lennox Prakash. And in the back row, Jordan Ford, Jack Spillane and Coda Diab on debut tonight, along with Tomo Mack and Delaney, sorry. On the bench, it's Dan Mason, Pete Veretto, Tyson Payne and Sherry Evans, as Sadler goes to Harris once again on the 5th. As Sadler comes down with it, the Seagulls are asking for a tackle recount, and in fact they've got it. Touched by a Broncos player, and Dingo gets a good quick play the ball. Long ball out to Daniel Punch, and the Seagulls go in for number 2 here in front of their home crowd. So a fortuitous bounce for the Seagulls. They get that tackle recount, and it was Dingo at dummy half. Good quick play the ball. Cut out pass to Daniel Punch. Unmarked on the outside, and he'll stroll in for an easy try. No mistakes once again for Kyle Lewis. Rookie of the season, Kyle Lewis, coming into season 3 with a lot of backing up to do, really, with Byron Boone moving on, arguably his partner in crime. A one-season wonder, Byron Boone. He was up there with Kyle Lewis for the most assists in season 2. Excuse me. But Bo Sadler will be taking that number 9 jumper by the looks of things for this season. I mean, Bo Sadler hasn't really got too much competition in that hooking jumper. It's only really Creed Alexander Chapman is the backup hooker. So if Manly have got any weakness, it probably is their number 9. Well, sorry, in saying that, Kyle Lewis could slot in there if required. But again, you wouldn't really want to move Kyle Lewis from that halves, partnering with Joshua Butterfield, as the Broncos look to spin it wide underneath the commentary box here, as Delaney picks it up and taken down a good tackle by his opposite. But they will be hoping that Bo Sadler stays fit throughout the season. 7 weeks of SRL action in front of us. 2 games on a Tuesday night, 2 games on a Wednesday night. Yeah, and we are set for an exciting 7 weeks of footy here on SRL TV. If you haven't joined yet, make sure you head to the Discord link in the description of this video, and you can start your career in the SRL. As Lewis decides to throw a dummy and found a gaping hole just up through the middle of the Broncos defence, so a little bit worrying early on here for Brisbane, as they've conceded 2 early tries in the opening 15 or so minutes of this game. But Justin Plays and his leadership team of Levi Raymond, Sam Herbin, they'll be looking to settle things down, and still plenty of time remaining in this one as Butterfield this time gets his first kick away of the game. Returned by Tomo Mack, who gets around Chisholm, that looked like it was. Crikey, he's a massive human rider, Chisholm. Played on the wing last week for Manly in that pre-season hit-out. Finding himself in the centres here tonight. I'm sure Sam Herbin will be looking to target Ryder Chisholm as we see a horrible pass in their own half here, Brisbane. So things have not started the way they would have hoped as the Seagulls pack down a scrum around about 28 metres out. Dingo slices through the gap, gets away from one, taken down just inside the Broncos 10 as they come near side through Butterfield to Chapman Kenny, and the former skipper has come back in running a great line and dotted down about 15 metres infield for the Seagulls' third try. You see cuts inside, looked like it was Anthony Delaney. Quick on his feet, Chapman Kenny, and what a start for the defending premiers. Yeah, as Lewis sets up his hardest kick of the evening so far, but no problem, straight through the uprights, 18 points to 0. So back underway here at 4 Pines Park in Manly. Obviously the Broncos, one of their captains, Pete Veretto, on the bench tonight. He'll be starting in the number 15 jumper. Looks like he's warming up already as we speak. Recovering from a shoulder injury sustained last week, so he'll be looking forward to getting on the park and just testing that out. You can see him on the sideline at the moment, actually just rolling his shoulder around. Manly continuing to test out this Broncos defence. Up to the halfway line they go. Final tackle, Sadler goes back to Lewis, who just punches it. A short kick to Tomo Mack once again. And it's a good return from the Broncos debutant, looking to find some field position as they make their way into the Seagulls half for possibly the first time in the game. 20 minutes in, first quarter of the game is in the books. Dan Mason on the park and Pete Veretto as well. You can see him calling for the ball. This time they go to Herbin. That was a good call as well by Herbin, and he gets past the tackle of Creed Alexander Chapman into the Manly 10 for the first time. Final tackle, Raymond, but Pete Veretto's got in the way. Sadler's come away with it. Herbin's chasing. He dives from about 10 metres back. Veretto's chasing in vain. Bo Sadler will go under the posts for Manly's 4th try. A mistake on tackle 5. Veretto trying to make up for that accidental offside. But things are going from bad to worse at the moment for Brisbane. As Lewis converts, he's 4 from 4. 24 points to 0. Just looking at Pete Veretto in the foreground. Can't quite see him on camera at the moment, but he is with the trainer at the moment. Getting some deep heat onto that shoulder. He did not look 100% comfortable. Chasing after Bo Sadler there, but he looks to be okay now. He's back in the defensive line. And he'll be looking to really make an impact over the next few minutes. He'll probably only play a minor role in tonight's game. As we see Manly stay left at the moment through Alexander Chapman. Joshua Blackburn's on the park for Manly as they go through the hands to Punch this time, who charges it forward and bends that defensive line back. Good quick play the ball for Sadler as well. Butterfield to kick, finding Herbin up, but it goes to Michael Crimp and he'll charge it forward, looking to get away from one. Gets away from a second. In fact, Michael Crimp's got speed. Couple of Manly players chasing. I'm not sure if they'll catch him. In fact, they're coming across, and it's Maverick Oldfield who's taken Crimp down just outside the Manly 10. But it's a good quick play the ball for Brisbane as Diab charges it forward. He's taken down a good tackle though. He'll play the ball centre field. They stay right. They go to Delaney, who looks to shape, decides to hold on to it. Into the Manly 10 they go. Farah at dummy half. They go to Pete Veretto, charging it forward, but a good tackle on him by Harris. They're still around about 9 metres out here. They go through the hands. Herbin looks to jink off the left. Looked after well by the Manly defence so far as Veretto gets it on the boot by Crimp, forcing Sadler backwards, but he does well getting outside his own dead ball, and Manly survive. But the Broncos still needing to calm things down as we approach the 30-minute mark here at Four Pines Park. Dingo taking it forward, possibly his first touch of the game. A quiet start for Chaz Dingo. Back in his customary number 1 jumper here tonight was Chapman Kenny, who played in the number 1 jumper last week as the Seagulls this time have given away a penalty. Matthew Harris in front of the kicker, and Raymond will find the sideline around about 17, 18 metres out. So if ever the Broncos needed points, it's now. Diab will set it up 15 metres out. They stay the short side. Inside to Herbin. Almost getting away. It was Sadler. Last man in defence. Had to take him down. They're about 2 metres out. Farrett dummy half. Long ball from Delaney. Finds Levi Raymond. And the Broncos look to have gone in for the opening try of the season. Anthony Delaney to his halves partner Levi Raymond. We're going to go upstairs. First impressions was it was a try, and from that angle you'd have to say that's a 4-pointer for the Broncos. A great long ball from Delaney. Finds Raymond, who was cutting back on a good angle. So Raymond will come in, starts at centre, drifts to the left, but it's good enough through the uprights. And the Broncos convert their first try of the game. 24 points to 6. Still 10 minutes remaining in this first half. But points on the board for Brisbane. As Viggo Rasmussen gets the game back underway. His first game refereeing the SRL tonight after calling an early retirement to his SRL career. He's picked up the whistle. Can't stay away. And Rigo Rasmussen will be refereeing the SRL games from here on out as the Broncos spread it to Delaney. They've got numbers here. Kicking on the fourth. Not a bad kick by Diab. In fact, he's looking for a 40-20 and he's got it. Go to Diab. Looking to turn the tide here for the Broncos. So they'll set it up. 5 metres out centre field. Farah goes flat to David Hastings, who in turn goes infield to Herbin, only inches from the line. Sam Herbin. Farah this time goes left to Jordan Ford on the charge, taken down. A good tackle, looks like by number 12, could be Jackson Ellison. They go left through the hands. Herbin finds Tomo Mack, could have gone himself. Sam Herbin. Max taken down. A good tackle by Tyler Clay. This time it's Jordan Ford charging towards the line. Still no way through for Brisbane. Final tacker, Farah to Raymond. Raymond's going to grab a double. Levi Raymond, his second try of the game, and the Broncos looking to strike a comeback. A deft kick by Raymond. Catches out Harris. A good bounce, just sits up for him. Dingo was trapped on the near side. Raymond once again adds the extra 2. 24 points to 12. Here in the opening game of Season 3. The Simulation Rugby League Premiership. And you're watching on SRL TV, the hottest rugby league eSports competition at the moment. Join now and join the SRL Mines, the minor league reserve grade, set to launch in just a couple of weeks. So the Broncos striking back with 2 tries in the last minutes through the hands of Levi Raymond. It's just what they needed after his 4 tries to the Manly Seagulls in that opening 20 minutes. Spillane takes it up to the 40. Farah once again stays short side. It's Delaney kicking. Not a bad kick either by Delaney. Again, looking for the sideline. And another 40-20 it is. So 2 40-20s in succession for the Broncos. And they are hot on attack. Another try here would really throw a spanner into the works. So they're about 8 metres out, 5 metres from the left of the uprights. They come right to Big Pete Veretto. The skipper going about a metre short of the line. It's Farah at dummy half. They go to Delaney, looking to go back inside, but the Manly Seagulls defences rushes up early. Farah once again cut out past the Ford. He's charging it up into the line. So final tackle now. They'll look to Raymond or Delaney. They go to Raymond. He gets away the kick this time. It's not a bad kick either. Batted back to Herbin. Sam Herbin charging towards the line. Wrapped up by Chapman Kenny. And good defence there by the Seagulls. That's Sam Herbin almost getting through. It looks like a tiring Manly outfit at the moment. Inside to Dingo. Taken down. And a good tackle. Looked like that was Jordan Ford. Wrapping up Dingo well. Chisholm back on the inside. Taken down by Mason. Good quick play the ball for Sadler. Finding Alex Chapman. Again, good quick play the balls from Manly at the moment. Referees are speaking to both sides. Looking to speed the game up. Viggo Rasmussen really looking to inject some speed into the SRL at the moment as Crimp looks to return it. Does well, gets away from the first would-be tacklers. Forced to take him down was Dingo. So little under 2 minutes until half-time. Manly with a 12-point lead at the moment. Prakash forward. Finds Diab on his inside and Diab's pushed back. Good defence there by Manly. So tackle 3, they come near side once again to Crimp. Again, the outside Manly defence rushing up and no real opportunities there as Delaney decides to go short side. They'll have to set it up for Raymond as they look for him. I'm not sure if they're going to find him though. He's quite a way in field. In fact, they're going to go to Diab, who's going to kick it this time to Dingo. So they'll be able to wrap Dingo up as he returns it, but a good chase by the Broncos here. Led by David Hastings and Levi Raymond. And that will be half-time. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to 4 Pines Park. Opening game of Season 3 in the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. So Seagulls, who are holding a 24 points to 12 lead here at half-time as Kyle Lewis gets the second half underway. It's Broncos with their hands on the ball first of all. Going right to left is David Hastings with the first hit up of the game. And Dan Mason getting the second. So a good opening half, or a good opening 20 minutes you'd probably say for Manly. 4 tries in the first 20 minutes. But then it was the Broncos who struck back with 2 good tries to Levi Raymond in the final 15 minutes. And we have a ball game on our hands as Herban slices up through the middle, gets away from one, finds Cherry Evans on his inside. A good run from Cherry Evans. He's going to find the white line, is he? No, a great tackle in the end. A try-saving tackle, in fact. I didn't quite see who it was, but Cherry Evans did all the hard work. And it looks like Chaz Dingo's going to run the length of the field and break the hearts of the Broncos. After it looked like Cherry Evans was going to score, Dingo has ran the length of the field and the Sea Eagles open the scoring. What a turn of events. Unlucky for Cherry Evans, who's just come on the field. Broke away from 4 tackles. Looked like he was in for all money, and then Dingo just scooped it up. And he's hard to stop. 1-on-1 Chaz Dingo. Lewis converts 5 from 5. It's the Seagulls. 30 points to 12 at the moment. Back underway, it's Brad Goodwin charging it up for that first hit up after the try to Chaz Dingo. Good start to the second half for Manly. After what we were saying could have been a good start to the second half for the Broncos. The bounce of the ball just hasn't gone their way so far this evening. And 30 points to 12. It's going to take a big effort to come back and have any shot at really taking the 2 points here tonight. But stranger things have happened in the SRL, and there's an example. Tyler Weston seemed to be going backwards. Manly players complaining that he wasn't square when he played the ball. Referee Rasmussen says to play on as Diab takes it forward. Farah darting from dummy half, picks up an extra 6 or 7 metres. Quick play the ball. Mason does well to hold on to that one. It popped up off his shoulder. From the pass of Raymond. This time he goes to Prakash. Straight up through the middle, Lennox Prakash. His first game for the Broncos after moving from South Sydney in the off-season. Chapman Kenny with a good return. Bit of open pasture there for the Manly winger. Broncos complaining about a knock on there. So referee Rasmussen is allowing the game to play on at the moment. That ball did look like it travelled forward. Allison into the Broncos half they go. Manly looking for more points. Opening score, the opening try scorer of the game, Brad Goodwin, scoring in the 2nd minute, the first try of the season. The big ginger prop forward. After only scoring 1 try last season, on the board early for season 3. I have to say the Sea Eagles have got a few options at the back though. At the fullback jumper they've got obviously Chaz Dingo at the moment. Kane Chapman Kenny had a game there last week. You wouldn't really say he excited any of the watchers. It wasn't a big game from Chapman Kenny last week in the number 1. Really has found himself on that far touchline for Manly. You've also got the likes of Will Kay, who finds himself on the bench after moving from the Cowboys in the off-season. I'm sure he'll be just chomping at the bit to find his way onto the park and possibly even get his starting berth at some stage. Tackle 4 here. They go far side to Jesse Bennett. So about 35 metres out here, Manly. They go to Kay. Kicks it down to the far touchline of Tyler Weston. A good chase by the Manly outside back. That was number 16, Marshall Fisher, taking him down. Hastings up through the middle, hard to bring to the ground, but again it's Marshall Fisher getting back and taking down the big Englishman. So 51 minutes gone here in Tuesday night footy in the SRL. It's Manly out in front at the moment. A reminder, coming up after this game, it's the Warriors at home at Mount Smart, taking on the Penrith Panthers. That game will start in around about 20 minutes time as Tyler Clay gets the good kick return, finds some open pasture, and he will run the length of the field. Broncos defence just falling apart, and Clay will get his first try of the season, and the Seagulls extend their lead here at home. So showing his value on the outside, Tyler Clay. A stalwart for the South Sydney Rabbitohs in Season 2. One of the superstar signings for the Seagulls. As Lewis makes no mistake, he is 6 from 6 to open the season. Broncos going down last week to the Cowboys in their pre-season hit-out. 18 points to 12. Wasn't a bad performance from the Broncos. We have to say it was probably a good performance from the Cowboys. After all they've been through in their SRL tenure. Cowboys yet to make an SRL finals. And a forward pass here. Jackson Ellison just running a little bit in front of the play, and okay, just trying to force the pass, and the Broncos will get the ball in their own half or just on their own side of it. 30 metres out centre field. Diab will take it from the back of the scrum. They'll find Tomo Mack. So numbers to the left here for the Broncos. Diab charging it up through the middle. Coda Diab up to the 10 they go. Around about 11 metres out here the Broncos. They need points fast as Raymond almost leaves it behind. Has to regather, does well. Through the hands this time to Dan Mason. 5 metres out here the Broncos, staying short side to Raymond, but a forward pass from the play the ball. And they'll let Manly off the hook. And things are just not falling into place at the moment as the Broncos complain about a forward pass from the hands of Dingo. And in fact, they've given away a penalty here. So frustration creeping in to Brisbane as Lewis sends it down to the halfway line. But really needing to control their temper at the moment. You see Pete Veretto on the sideline just chomping at the bit to make his way back onto the park. As they come right this time, Manly to Goodwin. Another good charge by the big number 8 as they go into the Broncos red zone. Butterfield to Jesse Bennett, charging forward, hard to stop. The biggest improver in the off-season, Jesse Bennett, as Sadler finds Lewis. Tries to dart his way through the middle. It closes quickly and Lewis gets up very slowly. So final tackle, it's Butterfield to put it high. A good kick from Joshua Butterfield, but up high was Justin Plays, the skipper, and Plays is away. Will they catch him? Players coming around. It was Sadler coming across, but it was Tyler Clay who wrapped him up eventually, but a good return from Justin Plays. As this time it's Herban up through the middle. In support was Diab, and Lennox Prakash held onto it, but he gets a good quick play the ball this time. Evans, long ball out, intercepted by Lewis. So another mistake from the Broncos. Cherry Evans just Hail Marying the pass, hoping to create something. At the Sea Eagles, and Kyle Lewis coming up early and snatching it out of the air. Short side they go this time. Far side of the field is Chapman Kenny. Hitting a good tackle, forced backwards by Tom O'Mac. So Bennett will play the ball about 39 metres out. Using their big men at the moment, the Seagulls. Bo Sadler playing well in that number 9 jumper so far at the moment, organising the squads very well. As Weston returns it. Stopped on the 15 they are, to Plays, to Diab, Spillane. They stay near side. Mason. Farah trying to rally his troops at the back. You can see him just barking at his players. Looking to the referee, trying to get good quick play the balls, but Rasmussen's been consistent at the moment. Spillane taking it forward. A good 50-metre gain for the Broncos in this set. They go deep to Raymond, who's forced a kick straight down the throat of Tyler Clay, and Clay does well. Almost getting away as the interchange benches are coming on for the Seagulls. Looks like Ryder Chisholm is coming back onto the park. And Fisher will play the ball. The Kangaroo skipper Jackson Allison coming up against his former club for the first time. 2 seasons at the Broncos, Jackson Allison. And leading the Kangaroos to that win in the Anzac Test just a couple of weeks ago. As Mack plays dummy half, they come centre field. Delaney cutting back on the inside, still no way through this Manly defence for the Broncos. Crimp gets away from one, they find Raymond. Raymond with open space in front of him, tries to find an inside player, but Chisholm was there. Possibly it was Chisholm who was calling for the ball. Good play by the rookie. And another mistake for the Broncos. Unforced, you'd have to say. So 36 points to 12 as Dingo chops through the middle. Chaz Dingo with that famous right step. Elusive most days of the week. As a big hit gets put on Kyle Lewis. That was Jason Farah by the looks of it. As they go through the hands to Oldfield this time. Manly inside the Broncos 10. Final tackle. In fact, that was the final tackle. Handover to the Broncos. Delaney and Raymond really needing to find some sort of cohesion at the moment. Veredo still standing on the sideline, yelling at his players. Words of encouragement, you'd have to say. Coda Diab, another Big run by this lock forward on debut tonight. Kicking on the 5th from deep inside their own half, the Broncos. Raymond getting a good piece of it, but Tyler Clay returning it well, and straight away back into Broncos half they go. As Lewis finds Butterfield, looking for his outside man, decides to hold on to it. Sadler gives it this time through the hands. At the end is Dingo. Taken down by Dan Mason. So a dominant performance so far here tonight by Manly, coming out of the blocks. 4 tries in the opening 20 minutes. To the Broncos' credit, they did come back well in that second quarter. But it's been the Seagulls who have scored two unanswered tries in the second half as we count down towards 70 minutes. As Diab finds Herban, good long ball from Diab. Herban called for it, ran a good line, makes it up to the Manly 40. Going down tackle 4. Evans finds Herban on the inside again. Good metres up through the middle from Sam Herban. Final tackle now. Round about 15 metres out. Raymond puts it high. A good chase from the Broncos. Knocked back from Cherry Evans to Jack Spillane. And Spillane trying to go over for his first try in the SRL. But he's held up over the line. And the Seagulls defence continues to hold. Of course, these two sides have met twice before in the SRL. Back in season 1, it was the Broncos winning that game 24 points to 16. 2 tries to David Hastings, 1 to Pete Veretto and Levi Raymond. Oh, for the Seagulls, it was a try each to Michael Crimp, Chaz Dingo and Mary Passy. And both sides obviously met last season as well. It wasn't a good night for Jordan Ford, who sustained what some were calling a season-ending injury. But he made a fast recovery and did play the following week. But this time it was the Seagulls who got the 2 points, winning that game 32 points to 18. 2 tries to Kane Chapman-Kenny was the standout. Joey Kelly obviously not playing for the Broncos anymore, moving to the Eels, but he scored 2 tries that game as well. So it was 1-1 going into this fixture, and with only 6 minutes remaining and a healthy lead for the Seagulls, they are going to gain the uncertainty between these two sides as Bennett is back on the park. Matthew Harris taking it forward, the skipper. A couple of mistakes early on for Matthew Harris, but he's led the team well so far and up over 100 metres at present as well. As Butterfield kicks earlier, good kick by Joshua Butterfield, catching Sam Herban out. He's forced to run back, and a good chase as well. Looks like Jackson Ellison and Kyle Lewis up early on Herban, not allowing him to get away as Crimp up through the middle finds Diab, hands free, looking for a support player. Farah tells him to hold on to it. They get to play the ball as well. Raymond this time tries to dummy. Sadler doesn't fall for it. They go right to Herban, trying to spark something. A reminder The Warriors taking on the Panthers. Around about 10 minutes time, live from Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. The Warriors, who losing finalists in the Season 1 Grand Final, then winning the Season 2 SRL 9s competition, but then failing to make the finals in Season 2. A late change to their captain, Chance Bunce, taking the reins from John Nanai midweek. And he will be leading the Warriors out in that game starting in around about 10 minutes time. Oldfield kicking deep down to the wing of Tyson Payne. But it's been Manly's night here tonight in front of their home crowd. A big scoring match they had to open Season 2 against the Rabbitohs. They didn't get the 2 points, but they will get the 2 points here tonight. Again, 6 tries to 2. And just the start that the defending premiers would have been hoping for. Not so much for the Broncos as Fisher comes down with it and the siren sounds in the background. The Seagulls take the opening game of Tuesday night action in the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. 36 points to 12. 6 tries to 2, and an all-round dominant display from the defending premiers, completing 25 of 26 sets compared to that of the Broncos, 17 of 24. Errors just creeping in to the Broncos game. Apart from that, it was relatively even throughout the sides. Player of the game is Bo Sadler. And overall, good game from both sides. But we hope you've enjoyed the opening game of Season 3, the Simulation Rugby League Premiership. Stay tuned. Coming up next, it's the Warriors taking on the Panthers live from Mount Smart Stadium.